Do have a pretty nice buy side divergence here with some reclaim above. Let's see if we can defend these lows. I'm going to try a long 39.75. Take it off at 41.50. Nice quick little scalp there. All right, let's move that up there. All right, we're back. We're back. We're making some good trades. Everything seems pretty solid today. Not nearly as volatile as I thought it was going to be, in all honesty. One thing I might do for my DOM is I'll show you guys my micro DOM because this is what I'll be trading today. 9:45 news. Stocks are kind of struggling to keep up here. Looks like a lot of hedging going on if I had to bet. A little bit of volatility here. We're getting a little bit more ATR on these candles. Nice down move here. Still got a lot of balance behind us on ES Delta though, so I don't really want a long here. I want to see if we can balance that move out first. That being said though, there is a nice little reclaim there. A little sell side divergence here. Do have balance below on all three. I might try to go for it here. Short 51. Work the exit there. Got a nice little scalp there. So that's showing my total P&L. I wish these were trades. I might try playing around with it a little bit more. What about order history? Does that show trades? No. These recent orders have something got price. Close profit loss. Then And then loss. Duration. I do not need duration. Okay, I think this much works better actually. So change the P&L over to recent orders. Recent orders. There we go. I think that's better. See my recent trades in there. I think that works. All right, back to what we were doing. I'm intentionally creating distractions for myself so that I'm not over trading today, by the way. That's why I'm finicking a lot with my setup, my OBS, instead of staring at the price action, because so far we are chopping. We are chopping a lot today. Nice move down here. Got a bit of range advantage with a bit of a divergence. Yeah, let me try the long 52.25. Not working. I'll flat key that for a small loss. I think that was a good cut because we're grinding lower here. That being said, it was still a pretty good trade. I had a lot working for me there. See if we can set up another divergence. Big puke down. We do got the divergence here. I'm going to try the long, 46.75. See if we can catch some of the reclaim there. Not working, so I'll cut it. Still a good trade. I really liked the reclaim potential there, but it does seem stuck. We seem to be stuck. It can't really break through the selling right now. There is another setup here. I'll pulse check along 46.25, and I'd probably take it out there for 2 points. But it's hard to catch. It's super tight today. It's a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be, considering the volatility. And even if I caught that long, I mean, if I didn't take that exit immediately, it would be coming back on me right now. So might be hands off on the longs for a little bit, just while we wait for whatever this is. And that still is not displaying my P&L properly. Let me go. This is recent orders. I just did P&L. P&L is still showing. Open P&L. I think this is what we want here. Get rid of that. Open P&L. Yeah, I think that's what we want right there. So you can see my last couple trades there have been losers. And that's all right, because they were still good setups. All right, so where are we with price action here? Got a little bit of balance above on all three. And we are starting to grind up into that reclaim. Price is very grindy today. Very, very grindy. Got a bit of a divergence here. Tried to get the long there at 50.75, but missed it. That's okay, because it looks like it's coming back in. Price action seems very indecisive today. I mean, look at this chop. We are just Chopsville here. Super grindy price action. We do have another divergence setting up. I'm going to try the long, 50.25. Kind of slip against. Cut that for a loss as we break the slip range to the downside. You can see there 2 losses in a row, both long. So I want to be super careful about my long trades. I think what's happening here is just that I got to account for this super grindy kind of price action. And make sure I have the slip range at all times. I do see a long here at 46.50. I'm going to bid it and try to get the fill. See if I can ride this reclaim up. And I'm going to take this off at 48. Small win, just to kind of bankroll some of those prior losses. Looks like I could have held that a little bit longer, but that's okay. All about the bankroll. Just got to keep bankrolling out of the hole, so to speak. We do got some nice balance below on all three, although it looks like ES has already balanced, so I am not going to short it. We are in a very nasty slip range right now. Super slip rangey price action. A bit of a buy side divergence here, but I don't have the slip favor, so I'm not going to take it. Here. Another buy side divergence here with balance above, but again, we're just against the slip range. So the iron rule of a slip range day like this is that I really, really want to have the range advantage. I do not want to be going against the ranges. Coming up on 10 o'clock here, and we do have news, so I'm going to be hands off until then. Oh, get up, stretch my legs a bit. Sell side divergence here, but it's heading into 10 o'clock news, so I'm not going to take it, obviously, but let's see if it works. Doesn't look like it is, and it's actually turning into a buy side. Here's the 10 o'clock news. Not much of a candle there. A 5-point candle, maybe. Definitely some volume coming in. That was ISM Manufacturing that came in there on the 10 o'clock print. Definitely attracting a little bit of volatility here. Still super grindy to the downside, which is concerning. I mean, what sucks is that you go long on a move like this, and then it just won't give you that clear bounce to the upside. Almost like sellers are keeping it compressed. Do have the triple reclaim with a bit of a buy side divergence here. I'm going to try the long 47.50. I got the right side of the V working for me here. See if we can get the reclaim up. There it is. Work the exit. Got it. And biggest win of the day right there. That helps me fix some of those prior losses. The tricky part with a day like today is keeping your losses small, but you also need enough out of your wins to offset. So it's a tricky game. It's a tricky game to play for sure. Make my heart rate monitor a little bigger there so you guys can see it. Nice grind up. It looks like that 10 o'clock news was kind of a stop run. And now the algos are kicking back in. They want to push this higher, it looks like. At least for the time being. Nice sell side divergence with balance below. I'm going to try a short 59.75, but cut it quick. Just because, again, I do not want to be caught on the wrong side of an uptrend today. It is holding, and it does look like it wants to hold the top end of the slip range. I'm going to try to at 61 short. But yeah, it's not working, and that is 2 losses in a row on the same idea, so I'm not going to attempt it again. Looks like we want a second leg to the upside. There was a little bit of a buy side divergence there, but not enough balance for me to want to take it. So hands off for the time being. Another little divergence there. I am not going to short this thing because we are currently stair-stepping, so for every little range we put in, like this, the further we get away from those ranges, the less I want to short back into it because it looks like a sustained move at this point. That being said, though, I will mark these ranges out just so I have an idea of where we're sitting as far as price action is concerned. The moment we start taking back these ranges and trading through them, though, that is a change in character for me. And I may be interested in shorts at that point. But for now, I have no problem sitting on my hands and just watching this price action play out. Bit of a buy-side divergence here, but I don't have the balance to play with. So I'm not going to push anything by any means. Another buy-side divergence, and this time I do have a little bit of balance to play with. Didn't get the fill, that's alright. I'll count that as a good read. Another buy-side divergence there. Would have been a long there, maybe around 65, but it's already gone. So those triple reclaim divergences are working. You just got to be super quick on them. A bit of a sell side divergence here. Tried to get the 66 short, but it's already gone, and I don't want to chase it by any means. There could technically be a range favor long here at 65.50, but I just don't have the greatest balance to play with in order to take it, so I will watch instead. Nice little move up here. Looks like stocks are hedging. I do have a divergence here that I could potentially trade, but the problem is right there. We got a breakout above us at the high of day, and I do not want to get caught in a breakout, so I'm not going to take it. We are also still stair-stepping. We got another range here playing out. So as long as we keep those ranges below us, I do not want to short. And I want to keep my eyes open for long opportunities. Another leg up. Could be putting in a down move here, but again, we're just too close to high day, and as I've just said, I do not want to short this uptrend. And if you were short here, man, oh man, it would be so hard to hold this because it's just grinding. Look at this 4-tick range. There's the down move. Do have a bit of balance above us. Stalking along, but it's not quite giving me the divergence that I want. So I'll let that one go. There's the divergence, but now we've invalidated the reclaim. Another move down with some decent selling. I do have a little bit of balance to work with here. But I do not have a divergence, so it looks like they're going to want to keep pushing this lower. I also don't have any balance anymore. Another move down. We are trading into that prior range, so if we can trade through it, that might be a change in character. Pretty nice little divergence here. I'm going to pulse check along at 67. The reason I'm not taking it is because we've just puked down 2 times in a row. Boom, boom, and then if we do it again, I'm going to be caught on the wrong side of a 5-point puke, and I just do not want to get caught in that. So, kind of a combination of using the order flow, but I need to pay attention to the price action. And if there's a pattern where we keep puking down, you can see them 1, 2, 3. We could just puke all the way through all this. So I am not going to push anything here. Not gonna fade the pattern. Another buy side divergence. It is struggling though. They're kind of putting in a support resistance here at 70. See if we can sustain above it. Nice little move up there. A lot of selling here on stocks. Could be hedging. Buy side divergence. Another move up. So notice how we did defend this prior range down here at 66, which to me means we're going to keep trading up, or at the very least, it means that I shouldn't be shorting. That's what those rules exist for. Those rules exist to keep me out of trouble. They're not necessarily there to get me into trades, but rather to keep me out of trades. A lot of buying coming in here on stocks. Followed by ES. Followed by price action. Bit of a sell side divergence here. And we do have balance below. Pulse check is 75.50 short. But I don't think I would get more than a point out of it, honestly. I'd probably have to take it off there. Just because we're so grindy. Step away real quick, stretch my legs again. little bit of a bullish divergence there, but I just don't have the balance to work with. A lot of buying on stocks here. Could be a hedge. May want to trade lower, but again, we have not been we do not have enough confirmation of a changing character for us to take short trades. Bit of a move low here. Could potentially be a reclaim to the upside with a buy side divergence. I'm going to try the long at 72. See if we can just catch this super quick reclaim. And not quite. Take that off for a small loss. Just because it's struggling. See how it puts in this little tiny uptrend, but it fails. It just can't go any higher. It's super grindy today. So regardless of if that trade would have worked, I just cannot, I can't hold through that chop. Too much risk of a potential blowout to the downside. Slow and steady wins the race today, for sure. Bit of a sell side here. But again, I just don't really have quite enough confirmation to take it. I'll pulse check it, 74, 75 short. And yeah, and that's the exact reason why I don't think I would want to take it. It's just too grindy to the upside. Another sell side divergence here. I'll pulse check 75.50 short. Probably take it there for a 5 tick, maybe 6 tick win. Back down to range favor here. Do have a little bit of a divergence going with the range favor. I'll try 73.50 long. Take the point if it'll give it to me. Might have to reconsider my exit here, especially as we trade lower. I'll flat key it there, just because it does look like we might break out to the downside. That being said, we do have a bit of balance to work with to the upside now. Could potentially be a try to, but I'm going to have to wait for a lot of confirmation right side of the V. All right, there's the divergence. I'm going to try the 70.5 long. Pretty grindy to the downside here, though. And yeah, that looks like a sustained breakout to the downside. Cut the trade at the lows there, and it looks like it is reclaiming now, but I'm just not going to chase that, especially after I've taken 2 losses. And you can see how grindy it's getting to the upside. We're getting a lot of tight highs, which just makes it really hard for long trades to work. Makes it hard for any trade to work, in all honesty. We could potentially have a change in character here. We have failed one range, and now we may be trading into the second range down there at 66s. But let's just see how it plays out first. Do have a bit of a prior range high up here at 70s, with a bit of a sell side divergence. Could potentially be a second leg down. I'm going to try and sell 69.75. Slip up. But that's going to be another loss, I think, because it looks like we're stuck in between two ranges. I'm going to try to it, but I'm not going to attempt this again. This is my final try on this. See if we can get the slip down. Potentially eyeballing 69.50 for an exit. It's a grindy one today, that's for sure. There's my exit. Got the 69.25 for a 7-tick win. Could have held that in hindsight, obviously, but I'm not going to critique myself on hindsight too much. Back down to prior range. We do have some balance to the upside we could potentially play with. But I need a lot of confirmation. I need to be on the right side of the V for something like this. Especially since sellers are doing a really good job of keeping the price down on a move like this. There is a little bit of a buy-side divergence, but it's still a little too soon for me to tell. And it's quickly turning into a sell-side divergence. So definite change in character here. We've now traded through one prior range, which could mean a sustained down move now. Shorts are on the table, but I don't want to chase anything. If I find anything, I would like to get a long off of this move here. We still got nice balance above. A nice little divergence here. See if I can get the shimmy back. I tried to get the 60.5 long, but I missed it, and that's okay. Big move up. That 60.5 would have been worth almost 10 points. So I'll count that as a good read for sure. We do have some nice balance to the downside now. This price action reclaim as well. But considering the strength of that move, I do think there could be more upside. We'll have to see. I'm not in the prediction game. I'm just trying to trade the price action that's in front of me. Trade what's in front of me, not what I think I see. Putting in a little slip range here. A little bit of a move down. Still have a lot of balance above us on stocks. Looks like we're now retesting this reclaim below us. Nice little move down here. Got a sell side reclaim, but not enough balance for me to want to take a short. If anything, there's more balance above us. I'm interested in a long. Nice little divergence here. I'm going to try the 63.50 long. Nice pop in my favor. 65.25 for the exit. Got a nice little 6-tick winner there. Take what I can get, especially just how grindy it is. I also need to bankroll out of a couple losses, so I am not complaining about that for sure. Nice little trade there. It's always about the next trade, and that was a good one. Back up to the range highs. Who do have balance below us? Could potentially stock a short. Got one here. Tried to get the 67.25. Honestly, not sure if I'm filled or not. Yeah, I don't think I got filled on that. Let me see what the order says. Positions, recent orders. I do not have any open orders, so I don't think that filled. I'll count it as good read though. That was a pretty good call there. We do have a nice buy side divergence with balance above. I'm gonna try the 64 long. It's getting super tight. Work the exit there. Nice little 5-tick win. This is a nice range to play with. I like playing with these ranges for sure. Stretch my price chart a little bit so I can see better. We were back to range lows, but we don't have balance above us. This could be a second leg down. I'm not going to take the long. I'm probably not going to take the short either. We're kind of in this coin flip area. Bit of a buy side divergence, but again, we're just grinding so hard into these lows. It's a coin flip, and I do not like coin flips. Looks like it's going to break to the upside. And right back down. Super spready. I think my Rithmic connection just crapped the bed. Yeah, I think so much volume just came in there that Rithmic could not catch up with it. Try reconnecting. If this reconnection doesn't work, then I'm going to call my session just because I don't like trading if Rithmic is clearly having issues, because that is usually a recipe for disaster. We're back. Everything looks normal. We do have balance to the upside with a bullish divergence. I'm going to try the 60.25 long. Didn't get filled. That's okay. I'll count that as good read. Only would have been worth a point before it came back on me. Super grindy into the lows here. Do have balance below on ES, but we have balance against on stocks. So yeah, I still think this is coin flip area. Could bounce up really hard, or it could puke really hard. Buy side divergence, but I don't have triple reclaim, so I'm not going to take it. Good thing I didn't. That's why we always like to have triple reclaim. We do have balance on all three now. Bit of a buy side divergence. I'm going to try the 56.25 long. Pretty grindy. See if I can get a quick pop. to the upside into this reclaim. There it is. Take it for a point. This could trade higher into the reclaim, but considering how grindy it is, I mean, I'll take that point every day of the week. And I'm going to call that my last trade at the bottom of the hour here. And that's usually when I like to cut my sessions. So I'm going to stop. Let's import the trades and see where we're at currently. Prop trades. All my trades appear to be imported. And let's see what the P&L curve is for today. It's March 2nd. March 2nd. Take off the sim filter. And we're hovering at about break even. Probably red on the day because of commissions. So let's see if I can switch this over real quick. Show you guys what the P&L looks like. So yeah, this is what we're looking at here. Just barely below break even. I had 19 trades, 9 wins, 10 losses. So a little negative on the win rate there. But my average win was larger than my average loss. So I think today there was just a little bit too many losing streaks, particularly this batch of trades right here, which led to some considerable drawdown. But as far as risk reward went, I was super happy with today, and it was a super challenging day. I am not upset with that by any means. Let's switch this to ticks per contract. So I was up 15 ticks at one point. I drew down 28 ticks. 17 ticks. So high of 17 ticks, low of 28 ticks. Finished down 2 ticks. So I would consider that pretty good considering the environment we're in. I mean, that was a weird day. I don't think I've ever seen a day quite like this before, where we had huge news on the Iran war situation, but no price volatility. Like the price volatility was just not there. However, the order flow volatility was definitely there. I'm listening to Price Squawk in my headset right now, and you can just hear the tape ticking off. It's ticking like crazy today. So orders are coming in, but price isn't moving. Which, if to theorize a little bit, is probably indecision, because the war is still going on, as far as I know. I think the institutions just aren't certain about anything, and so they're not going to turn their algorithms on. They're not going to put in those whippy ranges. They're just going to keep price super tight and just spam the order book all day, and that's pretty much what they did. So that's where we sit currently. I'm going to end the stream.